So, it's interesting with Caleb Williams is that one of the things I've always bragged about Steph Curry and Patrick Mahomes is they're spectacular, but they never miss the layups. The stuff in the flat, I mean, they don't miss the layups. I mean, a lot of guys. Cam Newton was spectacular. He missed a lot of layups. His mechanics were bad.
Sure.
Caleb Williams makes big-time throws. Justin Fields is talented, never does. Dink and dunk. Caleb makes big throws down the field. And I do honestly believe he's running less than he could. You can tell he's taking to coaching. But I am worried a little bit that they had 3 picks off Geno and needed a block kick because the operations, the layup stuff, Nick, it's hard to watch. False starts on 4th down. Like, I'm like, this stuff didn't seem hard for Mahomes or Steph. It was it's not pretty, right?
Listen, I think that's totally fair. Where I would, and I don't know if you and I agree or disagree on this, but if I am trying to, if I am getting a quarterback who could be my franchise quarterback, and you're like, listen, he's not a perfect prospect, would you rather prospect A or B? A guy who, makes all the layups, has all the process stuff down, but has a pretty hard ceiling on what the upside is, or a guy like Caleb, whose ceiling is he could be MVP of the league, can make the fantastic, amazing plays, but what's the layups, as you put it, is a work in progress. I would go option B because I feel like that stuff can get better over time, but I don't think it's going to be overnight. I do think it's going to be over time. Listen, I was wrong about that, obviously. I thought it was going to be overnight. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl last year. He is not as far along from in the fundamentals, the building blocks, as I thought he would be. But listen, he's a very different player. And I'm only comping it in this one way as far as being far away on the fundamentals. That's what Josh Allen was as a young player. Josh had these wow plays, but couldn't, was very inaccurate, couldn't complete his passes, and then got better at that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I like betting on the upside, but I agree with you in this regard. Right now, the Bears are a team who can look absolutely amazing for a quarter, and then the very next quarter look like the worst offense in the league. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a process over the course of the year.
Yeah, I don't think Josh Allen is the comp. I think Dak Prescott is the comp, which is what I said the other day, because you see some of these really awesome, great players where you're like, wow, that's awesome, that's great. And then you see some of these other players where you're like, that's, can't have those, like, got to clean those ups. But, over time, Dak has been able to get more and more of those layups and ensure that, and has been able to win a lot of games. Trying to figure out what type of quarterback you would rather have in terms of quarterback A or quarterback B. I mean, you can win a lot of games with quarterback A. You can win a lot of games and you can win a lot of Super Bowls. Just a fact. So you can't always chase this through the roof potential necessarily. Before I go any further, please, Chicago Bears fans, do not forget to subscribe and watch the entirety of this video, as it is the best possible way to support the growth of this channel so we can truly build a sports talk community that is rooted in the sports talk world. One that can truly become something special. I'm going all in. I'm trying my best. It is we, not me. So please do subscribe. Please do watch the full length of the video, and please help me create something that is truly special and truly worth being part of. But with the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, this was always going to be a work in progress. You listened to Troy Ahman talk about Bo Nix, yes, the other day on Monday. And he was pretty much laughing, where he's just like, guys, everyone HH has such intense and extreme opinions, and they're trying to reach all these strong conclusions, and it's just like, Bo Nix is a young quarterback. It's year 2. He's in his 4th game of his 2nd year. Like, everyone needs to just relax. And the exact same thing could be said about Caleb Williams. It's like they so desperately want to reach such strong, defined, permanent conclusions about someone. And it's just like, I just think that's pretty ridiculous. I really, really do. Um, and so yeah, there's still plenty to grow and work with this Chicago Bears team and Caleb Williams specifically. No question about it, no denying it. That is 100% the case, and that's why I always seek to try to have accurate conversations about what we see out of Caleb Williams. Um, uh, anyone really. But of course, right now, talking about Caleb Williams and not trying to exaggerate and make a great moment greater than it is, or trying to bring down and make a bad moment worse than it actually is right now. And so far, I really think the conclusion is about Caleb Williams right now is, yeah, he's playing pretty well. I think that's what it is. Yeah, he's playing pretty well. He's getting better. He's showing some growth, and that's it. He's not playing spectacular. He's not playing amazing. He's not showing us top 5 moments. He's not top 3. He's not this. He's not that. He's playing pretty well. Definitely looks a lot smoother than he did last year. Definitely looks like he's growing and getting better. That's it. That's it. Everyone was trying to jump to the conclusions before. Ah, this looks bad. I can tell you pretty quickly. This isn't gonna work. Him and Ben Johnson. That's not gonna work. Other people were trying to be like, this was the most spectacular game I ever saw. Oh my God. He threw for over 1,000,000 yards and 18 touchdowns. Like, oh my God, this is the greatness. And it's like, we all just gotta chill. We all just gotta chill. It's year 2. Yeah. I would like the Bears to be able to more easily beat the Raiders. When Geno Smith is just given turnover after turnover after turnover, undeniably, in that moment, you want to be able to win a game beyond just needing a blocked field goal. But it steps forward. It steps in the right direction. And yeah, right now, Caleb and this team is not ready just to be able to put away a team like the Raiders like it's nothing. It's year 1. It was the 4th game of the season and of the career duo of Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Like, it's really funny too, because Colin defended Bo Nix's struggles early on this season. I have too, to be very clear. I have too. And he says Sean Payton asked his quarterbacks to do so much. He's got a terrible record in September because he put so much on the plate of his quarterback. What do you think Ben Johnson is doing right now with Caleb Williams in this Chicago Bears offense? He's putting a lot on his plate. Not only that, but he is trying to make Caleb Williams learn things that he's never had to do in his entire career as a football player, starting from the jump. So like, this is always going to be a little messy, and it will be interesting to see how they can, do the layups more, get the more guaranteed plays. And I think it was another great moment that Troy Amon talks about, where he always emphasized this in his broadcast. And I think it's really important because when you're watching it live, in the first watch, it's not always easy to see. And I appreciate that Troy really highlights this, because it's something that is always important to me. It's like, you only get so many real opportunities throughout the game. And yeah, you can take the completion and get a nice 10-yard pass, 15-yard pass, whatever. But then there's another opportunity there's another read where it's like, that's a touchdown. That's a 35-yard pass, that's a touchdown, or it sets you up for the touchdown, et cetera, and you only get so many of those opportunities a game. And as Troy even said, like, and that of, being able to capitalize on that moment is what often leads you to win or not. And so that is still the aspect that Caleb Williams is struggling with right now. And that is something that you want to be able to see him take advantage more consistently. But again, it's early on. It's early on. But that is something that Ben Johnson, it frustrates the Ben Johnsons of the world. It's going to frustrate the Sean McVay. It's going to frustrate, the Sean Payton of the world, because it's like this, like, I can only set you up so many touchdowns a game, man. Like, you got to be able to do it. You got to be able to do it. You got to be able to do it. And so that is also, though, where Ben Johnson will have to continue to be flexible and continue to figure out how to make it as easy as possible for a Caleb Williams. How to simplify and make his life as easy as possible. Not just what puts these other players in the best position to succeed, but really what puts your quarterback in the best position to succeed. Where does Caleb's strengths fully lie in right now? Where are they? Clearly define them. Clearly define them and build from there. And you know, it's good. It's good to go into the bye, going up against the Commanders off the bye. They're banged up. Who knows what's going on with Jaden and Terry McLaren and all of that. Even so, even if they're full of strength, this feels like to be a very competitive game. You know, there's a revenge factor to this game. There's a rivalry factor between Jaden and Caleb. Again, we'll see how healthy Jaden Daniels is, just himself individually, let alone the rest of the team. But it's going to be an interesting matchup, a fascinating matchup, and a big test and a big game for Caleb and this Bears team. But I think all in all, right now, we have to stop expecting such grandiose fireworks with this. Like, I feel like in a lot of ways, because, I mean, think about what they're saying here. And I wish I wanted to say this earlier, but they're just like, Patrick Mahomes gets all the layups. Justin Fields doesn't. And it's just like, we're going from Patrick Mahomes to Justin Fields right now. And that's why, you know, Nicky been saying like Josh Allen, and I'm like, let's just be in the world of Dak Prescott right now. Let's just, and again, someone said like, oh, you're comparing him to Dak Prescott. I'm like, I'm not saying he is Dak Prescott. I'm not saying he's even playing as great as Dak Prescott. And I'm not saying that his ceiling or his future is Dak Prescott. It's just a comparison. Just to compare. It's just saying like, this is what it reminds me of. There's flavors of this. But just to just be like, you know, to bring up Patrick Mahomes at the top and then at the bottom Justin Fields, it's just like, you know, like it just doesn't make sense. And even bringing up Justin Fields right now, it takes 2 seconds to watch Justin Fields play and watch Caleb Williams play and be like, oh, one of these guys got it, the other one doesn't. One of these is getting better, the other one isn't. The only thing that Justin Fields has going for him is his ability to be mobile. And so he can make like a big splash play like that, which Nick kind of said, yo, well, that shows you the ability that you could be an MVP in that, because you could do some of those spectacular things. But if you can't do any of the other stuff, you can't win football games. You can't be a top quarterback in the NFL. It's that simple. It's just that simple. And in a lot of ways, a Ben Johnson would rather have quarterback A than quarterback B, because he's like, man, if you can just do all the fundamentals correctly, I am. And we got enough dudes on the roster. I am going to scheme the heck out of us. I'm going to game plan and manage this brilliantly. Like, I'm going to get us win after win after win after win after win. I'm going to make your life so easy. You just need to execute what I'm telling you to do. We are going to win. It's how a Shanahan is able to so successfully win with like a Jimmy Garoppolo and whatnot. It's how you can have so much success with a Jared Goff. Jared Goff can still make some of these unbelievable plays and these unbelievable throws, but he also does everything else flawlessly, that you're just like, when you get a Ben Johnson, you're like, okay, you know, it's like I'm giving us, you know, nonstop breakaways, layups just galore here. So that is an important aspect. That is a massively important aspect. Make no mistake about it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams? How do you feel about the progress he's been showing? How do you feel about the unfolding of this season? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.